Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Raising Canes right here in Byron, Mississippi. I am Trellis Williams, and this is the South 78 Football Show with Coach Kris Thigpen. I'm right here with Coach Kris Thigpen, head coach of the Terry Bulldogs. And, Coach, this past week, you guys went over to Vicksburg, took on the Warren Central Vikings. It was kind of a tough game there. You know, the Vikings were able to take a lead at the beginning, and then a couple possessions there where we got close, got deep in the red zone, just wasn't able to finish there. Ended up taking the loss there. What were your takeaways from that game?
Well, it was quite a few takeaways, but one of the most glaring takeaways was that they really prevented us from running the football. And once any team does that, it makes it very hard for you not only to win the game or to move the ball, but also generate enough offense to win the game. As you said, we got in the red zone at least 3 times, and we didn't capitalize. And when you're playing really good teams like that late in November, you can't go down there and come away with nothing. So we made some changes up front. You'll probably see a different backfield this Friday. And so we're doing some things, hopefully, to generate more offense, but also give our team and our offense a spark. Defensively, I thought we played well at times. We did get some stops. And so we're playing some younger guys on defense due to injuries. Jaden Porter will be out this game because of injury. He's been playing the last 2 weeks on a bad ankle. And our trainer, Eric Lewis, has done an amazing job of getting him ready to play the best he can by Friday. Yeah. But this last week he hurt it again, and so he'll be out versus Meridian. And so we got some young guys that'll be able to step in and hopefully play well versus Meridian.
Yeah, Warren Central, a very good team. They're ranked 8th in the state. They're 7-1 on the season now after they beat us last week. When you see teams like Warren Central, when you see teams like Brandon and Oak Grove, who are all on top of the region right now, what do you say that your team needs to do to get to that level there?
Well, you definitely got to have depth. You got to be lucky and not have injuries. We've had some injuries that have cost us. When you don't have the depth that you need, you end up having to play either a lot of young guys or guys that are not physically ready just yet. And so we're closer than we were 2 years ago. We're closer than we were maybe a year ago. But once you graduate a group of seniors, I mean, it starts all back over, trying to get the next wave of players and the next team up to that, 6A level where you're playing against the best in the state. Not just, any classification. Like you said, top 10 teams. You're playing the number 1 team. You're playing, a number 8 team. And right now in our region, we call it the SEC West because it's so tough. There's a 4-way tie between first place. So, I mean, it could shake out any kind of way. And unfortunately for, a team like us in an 8-team region, a good team will get left out the playoffs, no matter, where you land. So, but that's the challenge. That's the challenge, is to get your team to that 6A level. So the off season is very important. We don't just call it the off season, we call it the developmental season, because you got to get bigger, faster, stronger. You got to bond as a team. Coaches got to improve. And so there's a lot that has to take place to get your team, your program up to that level.
Yeah, and so just like you're saying, definitely making some big strides from the previous years. And now you're sitting right here with an opportunity, if you win these next 2 games, to end with a winning season. It'd be a very good accomplishment there. Now, so going into the next week's game against Meridian, Meridian is one of those teams that they're 2-3, but they have a big range of what they can do. They've been able to challenge a team like Oak Grove with a 13-12 game, but they also can take some losses as well. They just have a big range. What are you expecting from a Meridian team?
Well, it's just like I told our team Monday. They're going to be ready to play us because, you know, we kind of went in there quietly last year and beat them on homecoming, and I know they haven't forgot that. One of their best players actually reached out to me on social media the night or maybe the next day and told me that happened because he didn't play. So I know their team will be ready to play, but I'm believing that our guys will be ready to play also. As you said, we have a lot to play for. It's senior recognition night. It's our seniors' last home game playing at Terry, and we always talk about being remembered. We always talk about, you know, putting your best foot forward and having the opportunity to do something a senior class haven't had a chance to do in a long while, and that's, as you say, finish off the last 2 games and finish off the season with a winning record. So there's a whole lot to play for, and I've been impressed by our guys' resilience this week. Everybody's been practicing, and so that's important.
Yeah. And so just like you mentioned, senior recognition night on Friday. So with that senior night, just speak to how your seniors have done this year, just the work they put in their role in this, you know.
Right. Well, they've come a long way, and I was laughing because I was thinking back my first year at Terry when they were freshmen, and I mean, they came a long way, but we've also come a long way, you know, as a school and as a program. They've worked hard. They remain committed to the program, and some of those guys are going to have an opportunity to play on the next level. And so as a coach, you want to give them the best high school football playing experience as possible. I know they made some memories, and I want to send them off in the right way. But just like I told them today at the end of practice, I want them to empty the tank. I don't want them to leave this week or next week with any regrets about, you know, how they played or whatever the case may be. You know, I want them to really focus in on the last 2 weeks and their opponent and go out and let's play great football like I know we can.
Yeah, so from last week as well, what I noticed about this team as a whole, your football team as a whole, is that the culture of it is there's a good culture to the team. I noticed when you took on Warren Central, for instance, the guys were chirping, you know, trying to get in the head of your guys. And I noticed at one point in time you getting on to one of your players for retaliating and stuff like that. So what that kind of leadership that you show and your whole coaching staff shows, what is your goal when it comes to these guys, when it comes to their character?
Well, that says a lot about them, but that's something we try to control the things we can, and I don't like our players to talk back to the other team because, you know, it's like I told them, when we go into these other stadiums and teams in our region, we're not going to get the benefit of the doubt in most cases. And so, you know, we thought we had some calls that should have gone our way there, and they didn't. But we just have to keep playing the next play. You know, we can't get caught up on the previous play or 3 plays that happened before. We want our guys focusing in on the next play, being the best they can and executing. And so, yeah, that's part of it. We talk about stuff like that. So, and stuff like that is talked about in off-season. So when you get to the season, you don't have that because we want to do our talking during those 5 or 6 seconds that a play takes place, not after the play. So.
Yeah. So okay, so last home game, what do you expect from the crowd from the South 78 fan base?
Well, I expect our crowd to show up. We should have a really good crowd. We've had, you know, really good crowds this season.
Great crowds.
And so not only are we recognizing our seniors, football players will recognize our senior band members, our senior cheerleaders. And so our team knows that when we played our last home game last year, you know, it was a great time, and they know what that feeling feels like. But for us, we know there's going to be points in the game where you have to really, really compete and dig deep and want to make tackles and want to block to really defeat Meridian. But we're up to the challenge. Every week it's a big game, and so I'm excited as a coach, and I know our players will be as well.
For sure, and thank you, Coach. So this week, I have the Meridian Wildcats coming into town. We playing at Bulldog Field. Be sure to show up, wear your maroon, and support the Bulldogs in their last home game of the season.
And one more thing, we'll start senior recognition of our football players at 6:20. So hopefully you can get there early, but it'll start at 6:20. And then the cheerleaders will follow after that, and then the band and the band members actually do their senior recognition during halftime.
Okay, so yeah, it'll be senior night. So hey, be sure to come earlier than that, or come in that 6:20 time period. See the seniors get recognized as well. So thank you for joining us. We'll have some player interviews coming up right next. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're right here at the Raising Cane's right here in Byron, Mississippi. This is the South 78 Football Show. I'm Trellis Williams. Joining me right now is Joaquin Miller, senior linebacker for the Terry Bulldogs. And so, man, this season so far, you start off the season 3-0, outscoring the opponents 104-7. You're part of that defense, a big part of that defense. How was the feeling after those first 3 games and holding the other team to 7 in the first 3 games? What was the feeling at that point in time?
Oh, man, it felt great. I feel like we all play as a team. Everybody lined up right. And I just feel like we play as a whole.
Yeah. So and with that, you guys, really, you guys have a good defensive line. You got good linebackers and good secondary as well. So when you have a line that's that tough, what are you eyeing as a linebacker?
The run first. Then I just play my coverage, really.
Yeah, and so this year is your senior year, and you guys have been making improvements over your time there at Terry. How has the season been for you overall so far?
I feel like the season been great because this really my first year really playing varsity ball because my 10th, 11th grade, I ain't really been playing like that. And when my 12th grade year, I was like, I got to leave everything on the field. I got to empty my tank, like Coach said.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And so now you guys take on, you guys went into region play. And the region, tough region, you guys have been able to fight hard in it, get the win over Pearl, big win on the road, making history and Terry history. So going to that Pearl win in particular, how satisfying was that Pearl win?
Oh, we really loved it. It was really good. It felt good. It felt like we've been there before. We supposed to have been there.
Absolutely. And so now taking on Meridian on Friday, man, it'll be your senior night, man. So what do you expect the atmosphere to be on your senior night and in the game against Meridian?
I feel like everybody gonna show up, gonna support all the seniors and all the football team, and I'm ready.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it, Joaquin, for joining us. And we got more coming up next. Hello, everybody. We are back. South 78 Football Show. I'm Trellis Williams. Joining me now, C.J. Metters, and he's a freshman for the Terry Bulldogs. And, man, so, look, you started off the season playing with the freshman team, and then now you're finding yourself being able to possibly even get a start here in this game coming up with guys going out and stuff like that. When the season started, did you expect to finish off the season getting that kind of time?
I mean, we talked about it a lot, but I really didn't take it as serious as I should have. But now it came, so I got to step up.
For sure, man. So tell us about that freshman season and how it was going.
It started off good. We started off great as a team. Then it started drifting apart. Then we came back and got a big dub at the end of the season.
Yeah, for sure. So now heading into this game against Meridian, what are you expecting the atmosphere to be like, and what are you expecting from that game?
I expect it to be packed, and I expect us to get a huge win so we can end the season off with a winning season.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Get those 2 wins in the season off with a winning season. Also, since these are the last 2 games of the season and stuff, and you're stepping in right here, this could be a big jump start for you moving forward in your high school career. How are you wanting to set the tone for your sophomore year next year?
trying to set the tone and get my name out there so I can, you know, be ready for the next level and on and on.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you for sure. And we got some more with Byron Bingles, coach, coming up. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the South 78 Football Show. I'm Trellis Williams. Joining me right now is Coach West of the SJW Bengals, and he's been coaching that for 18 years.
18 years.
And so, Coach, I mean, you've been doing it a while. What's your favorite part of it?
Man, being out there with the kids keep you young. Being out there from ages 4 all the way up to 12, they keep you young, keep me going.
Yeah. So describe what goes along with doing this.
Man, just being out there, helping the kids get ready for high school and middle school football, get them disciplined, ready for life, period, and just helping them get ready.
And when they're that young of an age, what kind of elements of football are you focused on? Like, because they're trying to learn at the beginning. What kind of things are you focused on?
With our C team, we start off real basic with fundamentals. We're working on fundamentals, blocking, you running with the ball, how to hold the ball. You don't know yet what position they really gonna play, because C team pretty much everybody pretty much almost the same size. So you really don't know. But as they grow up, we start changing. Like, we teaching them, when we go to the B team, we teaching them different formation. Now we get into the formation, showing them different style formation, showing them defense, different defense. Then when they get to the 18, 11, 12-year-old, they getting ready to go to middle school. So now we getting into schemes. We getting them what's your position, what's your zone, how to do this in pass protection, how to do this in pass blocking, how to run block. On defense, we teach them what corner's supposed to do, how to cover, linebackers, what you blitz, how you drop back. Just different schemes, 3-3-5 defense, 3-4 defense, 4-3 defense. All the defense you're gonna see when you go to middle school and high school of the other high school coach to get them ready to play high school. That's my goal.
Oh yeah, for sure. So now, how competitive does this get? Because I know that these kids are going to want to win and stuff.
Well, right now, for the last 5 years, we done won 10 championships.
Oh yeah, well, definitely competitive then.
Yes, we've been like last year. We had a battle with the Bulldogs. We won all 3 levels of the Bulldogs. This year, we had another battle with them, and we lost our C team 7-6, but we dominated B and C. B and A. So it's been a battle, but we tried our best to stay on top.
Yeah. So the last question I have is, when it comes to the character of your players, in what ways do you like to pour into the character of it?
Now, that's a good question. Character, we're looking for a kid. We actually goes to school and make sure the kids are doing right. It's been a little tough right now since COVID, so we rely on the parents to tell us. If the parents tell us that you're not doing what you're supposed to do, like you're cutting up in class, we don't mind. We'll put you out of the game. You'll sit out of the game. Yeah, my last regular season game, we had a couple kids sit out. And we lost that game. That's fine, because you need to learn that academics is first. Your behavior come first before football. Football is a privilege. It's not a right. So you need to learn what you're supposed to do in the classroom. So if your parents tell us that you're not doing what you're supposed to do, first we're going to try to punish you by, running heels, maybe running around the fence, doing a couple things. And then if that don't work, then we pull you. Because that's more important. That's going to teach you life. You can't play football if you can't get your grades. That's high school, any school you go to. If you're trying to go to college, which most kids are trying to play football in college, you're not going to get there if you're not doing what you're supposed to do in the classroom. Classroom is very important.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and you mentioned that these kids is the favorite part of doing it.
Yes.
What would you say is the most what's the most rewarding part of it?
Going Friday nights and watch what I consider my kids playing.
Yeah.
That's the most rewarding part. I can go to Terry, watch my kids playing at Terry. I can go to Clinton. We got kids in Clinton. I can go up to JPS school. We got kids in JPS school. That's my rewarding part. And then when I get that call, I say, Coach, I got a scholarship. Come watch me play. I done been to a couple of colleges. Come watch some of my older kids that went through our program play. That's my rewarding part. When the kids get to where they want to go.
For sure. Thanks, Coach, for joining us.
Oh, no problem.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am Trellis Williams right here. With me is Jason Osborne, Coach of the SJV Bengals, quarterbacks and receivers coach. So, Coach, I was asking, Coach Dennis earlier. So, what is your favorite part about doing this?
Well, my favorite part about doing this is seeing the excitement the kids get out of this. Some kids come from, poverty. Some come from different arrangements. So we try to iterate to bring their best at what they're doing. Try to iterate how being a good kid, outside of football, how it can help you in football, and we just try to iterate different things to help them out through our life.
So, Coach, at this young of an age, especially coaching the quarterbacks and the receivers, what are the things that you focus on at this age?
Oh well, we focus on like with the quarterbacks, like open routes, like windows, like when they passing the ball, throwing the ball not to the receiver but to the open spot so the receiver can get to the ball. With the receivers, we try to work on different routes of learning, like especially they get to junior high, like all the routes they have to run, how to come out their routes, get into their routes, how to get the defensive backs off of them when they're doing their routes. So it's just different drills that we do to try to iterate that with them when they get on the field and to the next level.
So what are the practices like when you have these kids in practice?
Well, we try to have an intense practice, but a fun practice as well, because we don't want to turn them away from football. We try to bring the fun into it as well as the major aspect of learning the game, because football, if you get out there and don't have that fun mentality of it, you will be out there and you can get hurt if you're not paying attention to what you're doing. So we try to have you paying attention, learning, and having fun at the same time.
Yeah, so last question is, what is the most rewarding part of doing this?
Well, the most rewarding part of me is seeing that smile on that kid's face and seeing that kid when he get up, not only in basketball, football, but throughout life, using what we taught them out on the field, because you can take football, take it to the next level in your life and do, other stuff with it, not only as sports. So I just feel like, football would bring that man out of that guy and the motivation to want to do more for each other, a brotherhood.
For sure. Thank you, Coach, for joining us.
Thank you, man.
For sure. And thank you all for joining us as well. This is the South 78 Football Show. I am Trellis Williams. Please be sure to show up on Friday night. The Terry Bulldogs host the Meridian Wildcats. It is senior night, so be sure to show up a little earlier. 6:20 is when that stuff starts as well. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. So subscribe to the TSJW Network YouTube. Check out the website, tsjwnetwork.net. Also follow the Instagram at TSJW Network. Thank you for joining us. I am Trellis Williams. We out.